Wood's Water and the Word, and today we're going to do something a little bit different, and I'm kind of excited about this. I'm wanting to do some cooking and recipe videos also, and I've been in the shop this morning and I'm trying to thaw some stuff out. We're back cold in central Louisiana again. This is nuts. It's I don't know, it's about the, I guess, first week in March, and we got a little warm spell, and now it's cooled off again. And so anyway, I'm thawing out some stuff in the shop to work on this afternoon, and I've been wanting to make some tamales. Hadn't made them in years, and I thought, you know, it's a good time right now to come in and get them started. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make some tamales, and afterwards you'll be able to make your own tamales. And at the on the description at the bottom, we're going to put the full recipe and all that. But to get started this morning, I'm going to kind of tell you a little bit about what you're going to need. Now, what I'm leaning on here is a meat mixer. I'm a cooking gadget guy, and I got all kind of cooking gadgets and stuff like this. And this is a mixer. I make my own sausage, pan sausage, smoked sausage, stuff like that. And so I got this mixer, and it works pretty good for small batches. I don't know, 10, 15, 20 pounds of meat. You're going to need, you won't need a mixer like this. You can use a hand mixer, or you can use your hands, but you are going to need some type of meat. You can use venison. You can use, well, you can use anything, but what we're going to use today is we're going to use a blend of ground pork and ground beef. So you're going to have some of that, about 4 pounds, about 2 pounds each for this particular recipe. You're going to need some MASA meal. You're going to need some type of Cajun seasoning. I happen to like Slap Your Mama. Tony's is good. All of those are good, and there's some other brands out there. You're going to need a couple of cans of Rotel tomatoes. You're going to need some red pepper, cayenne pepper. You're going to need chili powder. You're going to need ground cumin, and you're going to need some V8 juice, along with an onion. And I think that I've covered about everything, but as we go through it, of course, we'll skip some spots, and so you don't have to sit here and watch me make all of this. But anyway, we're going to get started with making some tamales that you're going to be able to make at home, and relatively easy. Oh, and you're going to need a pretty good sized pot. Now, the one I've got back here on the stove, and this is my little outdoor kitchen, but the pot I got here on the stove, I'm not sure it's going to be quite big enough, but it might be just right. We'll see. Again, I hadn't made them in a long time. So we're fixing to get started. All right, I've already put my ground pork and my ground beef in the mixer, and I had a little bit more than it was. So instead of 4 pounds of meat in here, I've probably got about, I don't know, about 5 pounds, maybe a little bit more than 5 pounds. So we'll just adjust accordingly. But I need to get some onions diced up and put in there too. All right, tablespoon of garlic powder. Minced onions are on there. Boy, this thing's already starting to smell good. 3 tablespoons of Cajun seasoning. 1. 2, 3, 8 tablespoons of chili powder. Lots and lots of good old chili powder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Two tablespoons of cumin. By the way, everything's in tablespoons. And if you're wondering where I got this recipe from, if I remember correctly, it was an old friend of mine that gave it to me. I got several recipes from him over the years, and I'll be sharing some of them on the channel. Let's see what I've got next here. 3/4 cups of MASA meal. And we'll use the MASA meal in a couple of different places in this, and the gravy mixture also that we're going to be simmering it in. So let's see here. What did I say? I said 3/4, didn't I? Yeah. One, two, three-quarter. I'm gonna put just a little bit more because I've got that extra pound. And then I'm gonna need a cup of V8 juice. Let me shake this up. Smells good. You know what? I better put a little bit more in there. I got to remember I've got a little bit more meat than I should have had. And I don't want it to be too dry. I want it to be good and wet, but not too wet. And a can of Rotel tomatoes. I'll tell you, this outdoor kitchen has been a blessing, because when we have family over, the girls and the grandkids and all, and we got a bunch cooking for like a holiday or something like that, it comes in handy to be able to have 2 stoves and 2 ovens. Talk about a blessing. Thank you, Lord. Ooh. Think about that banqueting table in heaven. I wonder what that's going to look like. I wonder what that's going to taste like. Alright, I think we got everything in there. Let's give her a little stir. Man, y'all can't see that, but that's awesome looking. Not to count, it's kind of fun doing this. I guess this could be part of my workout that I haven't continued with FFOF, Fitness for Old Farts. After this one, you get to eat. looks good. Son. Make the water wheel roll, make the water wheel roll. Boss man, my hands are cold. He said, shut up, boy, make the water wheel roll, make the water wheel roll. I don't know why I started singing. I just felt like I needed to do that. Man, it's about mixed up real good, and you want to make sure whether you're mixing this up by hand, whether you're mixing it up by using a hand mixer or something like that in your house, whatever it is that you got, doesn't have to be anything special like this. This is pretty neat. I caught it on sale, so it was really cheap. I think a mixer was actually more than this thing cost. All right. Alright, we're going to get our gravy mixture going. We need 4 cups of V8 juice. 4 cups of V8 juice. Two cups. And about 2.5 cups. Give a little bit more juice. Cover those extra ones. I'll put that in the refrigerator and drink that later. I need 2 cans of Rotel tomatoes. And I only brought 2 cans out here because I forgot I needed a can in the meat mixture, so I'm going to have to go back in the house and get another can. I'll put this in first. I shall return. Told you. Four tablespoons of salt. One to 2 tablespoons of red pepper. I say 2 tablespoons. And if you don't know it, if you go to the store and you don't see the term red pepper on the bottle, cayenne pepper is it. It's the same thing. Woo-wee! That smells good. 4 more tablespoons of chili powder. Two, 3, and 4. All right. Let me get this mixed up. I wish you could smell that. All right, that's mixed up and ready to go. Set it aside. And we've got some more ingredients. It's not near as hard as it looks. I'm just, this was last minute. I hadn't done it in a long time. And so I didn't have my stuff prepped. But it's okay, we can high speed scrub it or dub it, whatever you call it. Alright, we need 3 cups of MASA meal. 1, 2, and 3. Two tablespoons of salt. 1, 2, and 1 tablespoon of this beautiful red cayenne pepper. The other good thing about having another kitchen outside is you don't have to quite worry about making a mess so much. And it's pretty easy to clean up in here. And I'm going to do something else because my wife bought some, we grow our own peppers and stuff like that, but just not that time of the year. So she bought some of these jalapeno peppers that, be honest with you, they ain't too jalapeno. They're not very hot at all. I'm gonna go ahead and mince these up, and I'm gonna put them, well, I don't know what I'm gonna put them in. I don't know whether I think I'm gonna put them in the meat and mix it up some more. I was watching Meat Eater on TV the other day, and they were down in Mexico, and this Mexican lady down there, she couldn't speak English or anything, so she was trying to tell them, or at least show them what to do to help her, and they actually cooked down some, they were killing some kind of little small whitetail down there, and she took the front shoulders and she cooked those things down till they just fell apart, and the meat was kind of stringy in strips, and they used that for their tamales, and man, that looked good. Stir in my dry ingredients here, and we fixing to have some fun in just a minute. That salt I put in here, my box of salt got a little humid, and so it clumped up. And I see I still got some a few little bitty clumps in here, and I don't want anybody to take a bite of the salt pill. Woo, doggy, we are just about ready. And I don't know if I said it or not, but I've got some corn husks that I've been soaking in warm water, actually hot water, because you need to kind of soak them all night, and since this was last minute, they've been soaking maybe just a little over an hour. So I've had them in real hot water, and you don't have to use corn husks. There's all kind of commercial stuff you can use for tamales, but doggone, you can taste that corn husk in a tamale. They just need to taste that way, in my personal opinion. Alright, let me get some stuff out of the way. And I'm fixing to try something I've been thinking about for years and hadn't tried it. And you're saying, man, it's been years since you made these? It literally has been, I can't even think about how long it's been. I think about them all the time, I just don't take time to make them. But you don't be like that. You don't be like that. That's what you call proper English. Oh, better mix up these peppers in here. I sure hope my wife didn't have plans for these jalapenos. Man, that looks like Christmas in there with all that red, green. The white onions. Get this meat mixture out of here. I don't know, sometimes this thing may be more trouble than it's worth. I might could have done that quicker by hand. I don't know, I like gadgets. I put that in the sink for washing. Ooh, man, look at there, look at there. Still mixing it up by hand anyway. I see a little bit of meat that doesn't look like it's mixed. Man, I got a lot of meat in here. I didn't realize I had. You start adding all that stuff up. Ooh, it smells good. Mmm. That's kind of fun. All right, I don't know if y'all could see that or not. I don't think the camera caught it. I loaded up my sausage stuffer. And what I'm going to do, the hardest part about this has always been making the rolls, the meat rolls about the size you want them. But I put a 1-inch tube on here on my sausage stuffer, and as I roll this out, it's going to come out perfectly 1 inch, and all I'm going to do is just cut them in 4-inch or approximately 4-inch sections. So I need to turn my stuff around. I put it up backwards for this side of the table. This is going to be fun. Years ago, I looked at a tamale maker at a restaurant supply store, and it was crazy. It was just some little, it wasn't that big, it didn't hold any more meat than this holds. It was like $300 for that thing. And I thought about this one day and I said, man, this thing is going to work out. Let's see what it looks like. All right. This is going to be so fun. Oh, this is awesome. What I didn't figure out is how I was going to cut it off each time. Okay, let's see. I'm experimenting here with y'all. Let's see. I'm sorry to say this, but that may be the most unappetizing thing that I've seen. I have to quit that. Alright, so 4 inches is going to be right about there. That's 6 inches there. So, that's going to be my cutoff. What we're going to do, we're going to take it, the meat roll, that is a pretty log, roll it in the MASA meal, roll it in there thick. Now, I'll tell you this. I've seen, and this is what they did on Meat Eater the other day. They actually put the meal as a paste on the corn shuck. But I've always done these like this, and it works out real good, and it doesn't put too much meal on. So, we're going to fold up the ends. And you can do them 2 different ways. The easiest way is just to roll them up, and then fold up the end, leave one end open. And we're going to stack them in our pot. And I like to lay my pot down. I'll prop it up just a little bit and lay them in here. Alright, these corn shucks are a little bit longer than normal. So, I'm going to put a little bit of extra. I may make these 6 inches long, like I had this one. I think that's going to work out even better. That's going to be one fine tamale. Now, y'all, this is where you don't get in a hurry, because this is the time consuming part. Now, making these logs like this is helping tremendously. This is going to save a lot of time, but it's still slow. And you want to put that meat log about that far in the corn shuck, so you've got some room on the bottom to fold it up. Roll it up and throw it in the pan. Somebody said recently, said, man, when you start doing some cooking stuff on your channel, you need to show people how to fry fish. And I'm like, fry fish? Everybody knows how to fry fish. And I got some of that. So, I'm gonna fry fish one day too. We do lots of fish. I likes the fish. I'm going to continue to do these because even high-speed dubbing this will probably drive you crazy, and we'll come back once we get them all in the pot before we pour the juice on them. Woo! All right. I've got the pot full. It is exactly as full as it needed to be. And by the way, when you buy these corn shucks or husks, whatever you want to call them, they you got plenty in one package. I think they sell them by the pound, and it's £1 in the package, and I've got several left over. Somebody might ask, well, how many you got in there? A bunch. I don't know. The pot is full. of these things. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the liquid, gravy, sauce, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to pour it right over the top of these tamales. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Slowly, slowly, and even more slowly. Man, oh man. Get every bit of that last bit of goodness out of there. OMW. That means oh my word. That looks good. Alright. Now what we're going to do, put it on the stove, put the top on it, turn the stove on, and right now I've got it on high heat, and I'm going to bring it to a soft boil. As soon as it gets to that soft boil, I'm going to turn it down to a simmer, and I'm going to let it cook about an hour, about an hour and a half, and then just turn them off. The best thing to do is let them cool down completely. Put what you're going to put. They freeze well. Put them in a Ziploc bag or something like that in the corn chuck, and freeze them, or reheat them tomorrow or the next day, and man, all those flavors permeate and it's good. So again, at the description below, we're going to put the recipe, and it'll have the ingredients and all the instructions on it for you, just like I did them, and hopefully you'll enjoy them. Okay, y'all, they've been cooking for an hour and a half. I'm gonna let them sit till they completely cool, but I had to get, well, actually this is the second one I got out. It is oh my goodness. You won't be disappointed. If you can't take much heat, back off with the red pepper just a little bit, but it's not real bad. But I like a pop to my food, and this is awesome. Enjoy. Thank you for watching. We'll be back on the next episode of Woods, Water, and the Word.